All, thank you for joining me for this video where I'm going to cover basic sorting techniques such as bubble sort. And let's get started with the definition of sorting. As you know, sorting is any process of arranging items systematically in logical order, generally either in ascending or descending order. And there are various sorting algorithms such as bubble sort, insertion sort, quick sort, and further I have mentioned which utilizes different data structures. And the algorithm which the beginners start is the bubble sort, so that's I'm going to cover first. Let's first understand the basic idea behind the bubble sort, and as I have mentioned here, adjacent value comparison and swapping. So what does this mean? So let us take a very basic example in which you have given only two numbers and you are told to sort them in ascending order, that is non-decreasing order. So in our first set, as we can see, we have a value 5 and we have value 3. So what will you do? We will compare the value of 5 with the value of 3. Okay, and if the first value is greater than the second value, then you will do just a basic swap. So as you can see, I have swapped these two values and now they are in ascending order. And if the value like this, in this case the value are already in ascending order, then we don't need to do anything. So this is only the basic operation which we will be doing in the bubble sorting algorithms while traversing through the array and sort the elements. So we'll see the idea further. Alright, so here I have taken up a basic array which contains element 5, 3, 8, 4, 1, 6, and also I have mentioned their indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have drawn some bars here just for the visualization purpose. These bars are corresponding to the value, okay? Like this 1 is having smaller height and this 8 is having bigger height. So this will help in visualization of this data as we perform bubble sort algorithm over this array. I also will be using a kind of thing, this window kind of thing, which contains two numbers, and this window will be traveling from left to right like this. So the purpose of this window is the basic operation that I explained you earlier, to swap the numbers. If the first number is greater than the second number, then it will swap these two numbers. That is only the basic operation of this window, and it will be traveling throughout the array like shown here. Apart from this window, I'll be also maintaining two variables I and j, which will be helpful for us to develop the logic of the program further. Okay, so the value of I denotes how many times this window has traversed over this array. Okay, and the value of j signifies the current position of this window. For example, you can see I value is 0. This means this window has not even completed a single traversal over this array, and j is 0 because our window is currently at the 0th index. Alright, so let us start doing the operation over this array. Initially, both our I and j value are 0. J is 0 because our window is present on the 0th index. Now let us compare the value, these two values. So 5 is greater than 3, so which is not in the correct ascending order as we expect. So we will swap these values. So as I have swapped this value, you can see 3 has come to the left side and 5 has come to the right side. So the work here is done. Now I will send this window one step ahead and I will increment the value of j, as you can see here. Now I will compare 5 and 8. So 5 and 8 are in correct order, so I don't need to do anything. I will further increment the value of j and the window will move one more step. Okay, so j is 2 now, and 8 is greater than 4, which is not in the correct order as we expect. So I will swap these two values. So 4 on the left on the second index and 8 is on the third index. Now our work is done here, so we will window will move one more step. Okay, so now we will compare 8 and 1. 8 is greater than 1, again not in correct order, so we need to swap these two values. Okay, swapping done, and again for a window we should move one more step, and this is also not in correct order. 8 is greater than 6, so we will do a swap, and our window has started from the 0th index and has reached the fourth last index. Of course it cannot go on the 5th index because there is no second element after 5th to compare, so it will go till 4th element only. So one traversal is over throughout the array, and is our array sorted? Of course not, it is not sorted, but something important has happened and that you should know. Okay, so let me have a copy of original array in the upper corner 5, 3, 8, 4, 1, 6. So What is the special change you have observed? This is important to understand why this is called a bubble sort algorithm. Okay, so let me tell you, the biggest element in the array, which was 8, has come to the last position, and as you know, the sorted order, the biggest element should come to the last position. So you notice one thing, in single traversal, the largest element reaches its respective position. In this case, 8 was on the second index, but after the traversal of the window, it has come to the last position, and which is its correct position actually. So this is the concept of bubble sorting, and this we say as the largest element has bubbled to the end of the array. So try to think, every time this window traverses over this array, the next largest element will come to its respective position. So in our case, you can see 6 is by default on its place, but if it was not on here, after second traversal, the 6 must have come to its respective place. After the third time when this window will traverse, this 5 will come to its respective place, and so on the sorting will be done. So try to guess how many times this window should traverse over this array to keep all the elements on their respective positions. So let me tell you, it has to traverse 6 times. Yeah, in the worst case, it has to traverse 6 times over this array, so that because after every iteration or after every traversal, the respective second largest element, or not the second largest, the next largest element come to its respective position. Our job is not over yet. So as you know, this window has to traverse 6 times over this array repeatedly, then only our array will be in sorted order. So for that purpose, the value of I finally should reach 5, because 0 to 5 is the count of 6, right? So it has to reach the value of 5, then only we can confirm the array will be sorted. So let us go further. We have to send this window back from the starting. So now you can see the value of I is incremented by 1, which symbolizes our window has completed one traversal over this array, and our j is again 0 because it has come to window has come to the starting index. Okay, so let us start the comparison again. Okay, so 3 and 5, yeah, they are in correct order, so I don't need to do anything. I will increment the j and send the window one more step ahead, and 5 and 4, they are not in correct order, so I will do a swap, simple swap, and our job is done here. So window will move one more step. 5 and 1, again they are not in correct order, so swap them, and window will move one step more. 5 and 6, yeah, they are in correct order, and 6 and 8, they are also in correct order. So with this, our second traversal over the array is complete, and as you can see, our second largest element, which was 6, has come to its respective position, which we suppose it to be. So still the array is not completely sorted. It will be sorted once this I value will be 5. Okay, so let's go further. Again, my window has come to a zeroth index, so j is 0 and I is 2, denoting window has traversed 2 times over the whole array. And again, let us start comparing. So 3 and 4 are in correct order, no need to do anything. 4 and 1 are not in correct order, so I will swap these two values and one more step ahead. And 4 and 5 are in correct order, so no need to do anything. 5 and 6 are also in correct order, no need to do anything. 6 and 8 are also in correct order, no need to do anything. Okay, so our third largest element was 5, which was present initially at 0th index, has finally come to its respective place, that is the third index. Okay, but still the process is not over yet. Let's go further. Okay, so I value is now 3 and j has become 0 again, and again we will compare 3 compared to 1, so we require a swapping here, and swap is done. And next step, 3 and 4 in correct order, 4 and 5 in correct order, 5 and 6 in correct order, 6 and 8 in correct order. So again one more traversal is complete, and our next largest element was After 5 it was 4, right? So now 4 has come to its respective place, that is the second index. And now you can see logically, you can observe like the array is already sorted and we don't need to check any further. But the way we analyze is we already said like we have to traverse 6 times over this array, then only we will be sure that the array is sorted. uh, Currently we will follow this pattern. Later I will explain you the optimization of this. So window has again come to 0th index and I is 4, means there are 5 traversals have finished. Okay, so 1 and 3 in correct order, 3 and 4 in correct order, 5 and 6 in correct 4 and 5 in correct order, sorry, 5 and 6 in correct order, and 6 and 8 in correct order. And once again the window will go on the 0th position and I is finally 5, and it should complete the whole traversal, then only we will be sure. Then 1 and 3, 3 4, 4 5, 5 6, 6 8, and that's all. Our process of sorting the array using bubble sort algorithm is over. Okay, so here I have given a chart which is showing the state of array after every iteration. Here I have mentioned the value of I. After when the I was 0, means no traversal was done. Our original array was of kind like 5 3 8 4 1 6. But after first iteration, the first largest element 8 has come to the last position. After second traversal, our second largest element, that was 6, has come to the second last position. After third traversal, our third largest element, which is 5, has come to third last position, and so on. This process goes. So there are certain things that we have to note from this pattern. Okay, so the first thing is bubble sort sorts the elements from the right end. Okay, you see this thing, 6 6 8 5 6 8 4 5 6 8 and 3 4 5 6 8. This is doing this algorithm is doing sorting from the right end. So I think you have understood enough to develop the logic of the program. So let's get into the text editor and write the program for this. So now here we are in the text editor, and so I will start by adding an integer array. And I will call a function named bubble, which will accept a reference to our array and the size, array size. I will pass 6 here as array size, and further we'll be printing the all the elements of the array to see if array is still sorted or not. Okay, so our main function is ready, and now I have to give the function definition for bubble, so which is void bubble, which is going to accept an integer array and length. So first I will declare the variables which we used in our demonstration, that is int I comma j. And as you remember, the value of I changed from 0 to 5, that is one less than the size of or length of the array. So for this we have to first write a for loop. Also we have to write a for loop for j, but remember the value of j traversed from 0 to 4, that is not even 5 4, because you remember the window reached the second last element. It cannot go beyond. So for this the loop will be written like j is less than len minus 1, because I don't want j to reach the last element. Alright, so here our loops are ready, and now we have to write the swapping logic. So what was the logic? Um the two adjacent element j and j plus 1 should be compared, and if the element at jth index is greater than the element at the j plus 1th index, I need to do the swapping. So let me write code for that. ARR of j is greater than ARR of j plus 1. So I will do the swapping, and I hope you know how to do swapping of two numbers. Okay, so only this much amount of code, and now our function is ready to sort our given array. So let us first build our program. Finished, and let's run this. So as you can see, our array was 538416, but our output is 1345568, which is the required ascending order for which we wrote the program. So this is the most basic way you can write a bubble sort. However, our process is not totally over yet. We have some optimizations for this such that we can make this function work better. So we will see this further. Let us see how can we optimize this algorithm. So the thing with bubble sort that I already told you, it does the sorting from the rightmost end. Okay, so as the process goes, our array is getting sorted in the right end. Okay, so one thing you have observed is every time when I am sending a window to traverse an array, I am making it to travel throughout the whole array, which is not required at all. For example, if it traverses from here, it is by default like 4, 5, 6, and 8 are in correct order. So why do I need to go over those elements again? Because I know already that they are sorted. So how can we achieve this? So one pattern you should observe here, when I is 1, this means one element, the last one element is in sorted and I don't need to check it. When I is 2, last two elements are sorted and I don't need to check it. When I is 3, three elements are sorted and I don't need to check again if they are in correct order or not. For 4, four elements, and for 5, five elements are already sorted. So the way we can achieve this in program, we can change the conditions for the jth loop. Okay, so I will show you. So the only thing I need to change in this program is the condition for the jth loop. So I will subtract I from here. So what it will do, the j don't need to go throughout the array every time. It will stop as the I increases. So if I build this program and run it, so you still can observe we are getting correct output. So this is the first optimization why we include this I. One optimization is over, but still we have options to make it even more better. So for this, a situation may arrive where we will end up having a sorted array before itself. Like this is exactly our case on the fifth iteration, this fourth index. On the fifth iteration itself, we are ready with the correct sorted array. So why do we need to check once again? So how can we achieve this? Like before the traversal itself, we will know like our array is sorted. So the trick for that is we will have to maintain a variable flag. Okay, and now what this flag will do, we will check if at least one swap was done or not. Like if you traverse on this array, there will be no swapping required because all of them are in correct order: 1 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 8. So there is not even a single swap will happen. So um, if there is no single swap happening, this shows like we don't need to check any further and our array is already sorted. So we will utilize a variable flag of boolean type for this. So I will show you how it is done in the program. Okay, so here we are back in our text editor, and I'll start by adding a boolean variable flag which will be initialized to false initially. And even if not even if sorry, if a single swap was done, then I will make this flag as true. This will signify like a swap was done. All right, and I will check. Okay, after jth loop, I will check if the flag was set to true or not. Okay, so if the flag was false, I don't need to check any further because there no swapping happened. So I will just break through this statement. Okay, so for this boolean data type I have to include a header file std bool.h. Okay, fine. So we are making use of a boolean variable where we are initializing it to false, and if a swap is happening we are in making it to true, and we are checking if a swap was done or not. If no swap was done, we don't need to check any further and we'll break through the statement, break through this loop, sorry. So let's build this, build finished, and let us run this. Okay, so again we are getting a sorted output, but you see, I mean, you don't observe any difference. Like, what is the difference happened? So I'll show you the difference. What I will do, I will make use of an extra variable count, which will count how many times my window traversed over this whole array. So every time I do after a complete for loop, I will increment the value of count, and in the end of this function I'll just print the value of count. So let us build this, build finished, and let us run this. Okay, so you see it printed 4. So this is showing like we went only 4 times over this whole array to sort it. Okay, now let us remove this if statement and break statement to see originally how many times it went uh, over the whole array to sort it. Okay, so let us build this program. All right, so it is printing 6, which I exactly told you earlier. We have to move throughout the whole array 6 times to make sure it is sorted, but in our special case our array is getting sorted before itself, so we have added this special condition to get the result beforehand. So with this we are able to save 2 more traversals, which is unnecessary. So again I will run, and you see 4. So this is one of the greatest optimization of this situation. Let us change the data and try to sort some other array of numbers. So let us try to take an array which is already sorted, 1 2 5 3 4. So if you see this array is almost sorted, and only one variable, that is 5, is not on its correct place. So when we run this program with this data, okay, so it is printing 0 because I have taken a 5 sized array. I should include one more variable, so for that I will include 0. 0 should come initially if it is already sorted. Okay, okay, so you see here the count is printing 1. This shows like we only traverse throughout the whole array only one time, and our array got sorted. So this is nice optimization. If I remove this break statement and then run this program, you see it is doing again 6 iterations, which is very unnecessary. So I hope with this you are very clear with what is bubble sort algorithm and how it is um, written in code. Right, now some final points. First point, the time complexity of this bubble sort algorithm is order of n square. However, in best cases it can perform it in order of n also, and in space complexity is order of 1, that is constant, because we are just using some variables I, j, and temporary variable for the sorting process. So that's all. Thank yourself for watching my video so patiently. Stay tuned.